It's really difficult to change the narrative about you. When there's a narrative about you and about who you are, it's really hard to change that. Like, I cheated on a girl in high school. And by the way, that's stupid. That is bad. It's embarrassing. Don't do it. It's awful. Do not cheat on a girl or a guy. Just don't cheat on people. But after that, everyone labeled me as a cheater. I became the guy who cheats on girls. One time, one mistake was all it took. And my current girlfriend went to high school with me. She didn't know me, we weren't friends, but my girlfriend knew me as the guy who cheats on people. That was my reputation. And until she got to know me, she didn't realize I'm more than that. Now, Blake Griffin plays basketball for the Detroit Pistons. He's an NBA player. And Blake Griffin has a reputation for being a guy who can't shoot. He did a dunk over Ikea, I remember in the NBA All-Star game. It was a big deal. And ever since then, and really because of the way Blake Griffin started his career, because of what he did years ago, he established a reputation as a guy who scores inside, around the rim, who can dunk a lot, and can't really shoot. But Blake Griffin has evolved his game. He's changed. Blake Griffin is not the guy he once was. He's a much better, more well-rounded basketball player than he was early in his career. This is Blake Griffin's 10th season in the NBA. His first 6 seasons in the NBA, he shot less than 1 3-pointer a game. He didn't shoot 3-pointers. It wasn't his game at all. He scored inside at a bunch of crazy dunks, and it worked really well. In each of his first 5 seasons in the NBA, Blake Griffin was named to the NBA All-Star game. His style of play worked, and it worked really well. He had a lot of success. But then in his 6th season in the NBA, during Blake Griffin's 6th season, he got hurt. He only played 35 games out of an 82-game season. Then in year 7, he got hurt again, played fewer games. Year 8, got hurt again. Year 9, got hurt, got traded, played fewer games. Now in year 10, Blake Griffin can no longer play with the same play style he did early in his career. And if you've been watching Blake Griffin very slowly over the last couple of years, he's made a change. He's developed. He's evolved. He's changed the way Blake Griffin plays basketball. 3 seasons ago, Blake Griffin started shooting around 5 3-pointers a game. This season, for the first time in 6 years, Blake Griffin made it back to the All-Star game. He made it the first 5 years, had a 5-year drought, a 4-year drought, now he's back. Blake Griffin made it back to the NBA All-Star game. And he was voted in by the NBA coaches. He's not even a fan favorite. The coaches respected him and made him an all-star. But what's cool and what's interesting about Blake Griffin is he did it a different way. Blake Griffin made the all-star game playing a different style than he did early in his career. We're seeing a different Blake Griffin. He still scores inside, right? He still has cool dunks. He can still score around the rim. He's not just a pure shooter like he's never been that. He's still a guy who scores inside. But early in Blake Griffin's career, the biggest criticism of him was the guy can't shoot at all. And now it simply isn't true. You can make that criticism. You can make the old, tired criticism of Blake Griffin, say the guy can't shoot. But it's not true. It's just not true. And it's actually inspiring to see Blake Griffin, a guy who's changed the way he plays basketball. I would love to see Ben Simmons making an evolution the way that Blake Griffin has in his career. This year, Blake Griffin is shooting 6.8 3-pointers a game. Almost 7 3-pointers a game. He's got a 36.6 field goal percentage from behind the arc. Tip of the cap, man. Blake Griffin is fantastic. It's interesting. It's cool. He changed the narrative about him, and he changed the way he plays basketball. His 3-point percentage has improved, and now with the Detroit Pistons, Blake Griffin has a chance to make the playoffs for only the second time since 2009. To me, that's a cool story. It's a guy, Blake Griffin, who made a change, who completely changed the way he plays basketball and changed the narrative about him. A guy that couldn't shoot, now can shoot. And I think it's really cool. And it's fun to see a guy with the self-awareness to say, and not only self-awareness, he succeeded. Was an all-star, got hurt, couldn't get back, made it to the all-star game playing a very different way. That, Blake Griffin is a really cool story because of that. My name is Zach Schomler. This is my podcast, Strong Opinion Sports. It is my favorite thing in the entire world. And I want to ask for your help. I want this show to grow. I want more people to watch and more people to listen to this podcast. My dream is to do this show as my full-time job. I want to own it myself. I want to do it on the internet and have complete control. I don't want to do it for CBS or ESPN. I don't want to work for a big network. I want to own it myself. And if you believe in that dream, please do me a huge favor. Help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast. Share it on Facebook, share a link on Twitter, maybe you screenshot it, put it on Instagram. I don't have a marketing strategy beyond this. This is all I have. You know, a lot of people, one of the most common comments I get on YouTube is, you have great content. We love your stuff. You deserve more viewers. What you should do is you should buy ad spaces on Facebook or Twitter or promote yourself and buy ads. I have no money. I am a broke college kid. I can't buy ad spaces. I don't have money to pay for books. And so my plan, this is my marketing plan, this is my strategy. All I plan to do is put every ounce of effort I have into making the very best podcast I can. I believe if I make a great product that people believe in, that people like, then they will share it with their friends. And so if you agree with that, if you believe in the show, if you like what I do, please do me a huge favor. Tell your friends about it. Help me grow by telling your friends about this podcast.